Able to shave off a minute off of the intro.
Yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me is never this way. Me indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is Victory Monday. I got out the gold, or it's not gold, it's the silver and gold. That silver and Honolulu blue going out and putting a beat down on them Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the Lion Villain Report right here. I am your host. It's your boy, Russell Wayne, is in the house right now, broadcasting live into the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page right there. And we are also in the Detroit Lions News Podcast Facebook page. We are on Joe Chap's Twitter. And our Facebook page just got over 58,000 villains in there. Why have billions when you can have thousands? And here we are on YouTube. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel at Lions Villain Squad right there. We are brought to you by NFL Shop. You can use that little link right there that I'm going to throw into the comments right now, and you can save up to 30% off of your order. Holidays are coming up, and those jerseys look sweet. They look real good, so you can use that link right there. You want to be guilty by association. If you want to partner with the Villain Squad, you can get a hold of Main Event Mike at 810-620-2167. You can find out how you can partner with us if you own a business in Michigan, anywhere in Michigan, and you're a Detroit Lion fan like we are, and you want to partner with us, get a hold of Mike, and he can do that for you right there. Our Facebook Stars program will go to support Riker Wayne's World. That's my son. He is actually being studied by the University of Michigan. He has special needs. And my wife's Facebook page is a resource for children, that parents who have children with special needs. So she has that resource out there. I want to put attention to that. So if you're commenting using stars, just know that that's going to support her and our journey on for special needs, for parents with special needs right there. So Russell Wayne up in the house, and I'm not alone today. That guy that I was just talking about that you can go and partner with right there, that's Main Event Mike. That's Main Event Mike, Emmy nominated Main Event Mike. What do you think about that beatdown, Mike?
Man, I'll tell you what, there wasn't enough room on my note sheet here to record all the touchdowns of the Lions. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting a call. Oh, Lions just scored again. 52-6. What a beatdown. What a team.
I'm sorry I was a little bit Jaguars, Lions. I wanted to play the locker room celebration right here, and because of technical difficulties, I'm getting to it right now, and I wanted to go there, and I wanted to do that, and I'm getting it ready right here and right now, and I want to be able to share that with you. And then Mike's going to give you the tail of the tape. So let me get this up. Share. Boom. Let's take a look at this big bad boy and go.
Hey, that's a hell of a job, man. It's a hell of a job. I'm going to go back to what I said last night.
Can you hear it?
Man, when you have talented football players, and they are made of the right kind of stuff. They are made of the right kind of stuff. And those guys come.
It froze. But, man, I haven't seen this yet. It's starting to give me goosebumps. Are you there, Russ?
Out after a rough game last week, we found a way to win, and we weren't having it today, man. You guys willed that game the way you wanted it, and we have that ability. Remember that. Remember that. That gets us to 9. I've got all kinds of notes, man. This thing turned into something. It's unbelievable.
Too,
here's the biggest thing, though. Offensively, man, we set a team record. 645 yards after kneel downs. 645 yards on offense, all right, and 38 first downs. Those are team records, gentlemen. Give those guys a hand, huh?
There's looks on their faces.
So it goes without saying, everybody on offense is going to get a damn game ball, all right? Everybody. Now, inside of that, I just want to make this point. Our quarterback was 24-29, 412 yards, 4 touchdowns, a perfect quarterback rating, 158.3, all right, with 4 rushes for 21 yards.
I gave him an extra 3.
Another highlight here. All right, this guy had 11 receptions on 11 targets, 161 yards, 2 tugs, Mr. St. Brown.
Woo-hoo!
Defense gave up 170 yards. 170 yards. All right, 645 to 170. That's how you play ball, man, back at our house. It's outstanding. All right, I'm going to highlight these players here. 3 total tackles, 1 interception, Mr. Kirby. Get this man a ball.
Hey man, I love this team, man. We put in the work for this, man. Hey, on to the next. I love y'all boys.
Man, he's kind of been a bell cow for us. He really had to take over today, all right, with what happened. This guy had 9 total tackles, 1 TFL, had a half sack, plays his ass off every week. Violent player, smart player, relentless Jack Campbell.
I just want to say I appreciate every single person in this room. You've poured so much into me as an individual, and that's the only way I feel like each individual in this room works is everything you got, every single play, give it your all. This team's special, and I'm excited to keep going. So
yes. The sky's the limit, man. The sky's the limit. That's number 9. All right, we're about to hit the backstretch. We are close. We're about to hit the backstretch, and we're on to the Colts. All right, great win. Like it down.
Yeah.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect, come on. Bring it in. Hey. Great team win. On to the next. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Perfect.
Wow.
You like that?
Oh, I'm ready
You
to
like
go
that?
the wall, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's going to end up being, this is going to start being a staple for us. No matter what, like after wins, we got to make sure that every Monday when we're on here, before Mike gives the tail of the tape here, that we play that locker room celebration. But go ahead, Mike, do your thing.
I'm pumped up now. Thanks, Coach. Lions win 52-6. Goff, as he said, a perfect passer rating, 158.3. It was 24-29, 412 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. David Montgomery was an absolute backbreaker against the Jaguars yesterday. 15 carries, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. But I'm only going to give him 1 touchdown because that second one, that was Penei Sewell's touchdown. They stood him up at the goal line, and Penei Sewell pushed him into the end zone with violence. And he used a Jacksonville player to pad the hit. I loved it so much. Jahmyr Gibbs, Sonic, went 11 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown. He was great in the receiving game as well. Total rushing yards for the Detroit Lions, including those 21 rushing yards by Jared Goff, 196 total rushing yards. That's how you put a bad team away. Amon Ross 11 for 11, 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's an all-pro level game. He's an all-pro, probably going to be an all-pro again. Jamison Williams, this was the breakout game in some ways. His stat line's only 4 catches. He went over his 2.5 catch prop. 4 catches, 124 yards and a touchdown. One was a 64-yard beauty. And folks, you just know that catch and run is exactly how Brad Holmes envisioned it when he drafted J-Mo 12th overall. That's the thing that you saw yesterday. That's what he drafted him to do. And then the incredible leap into the end zone while he held his crotch. Not so sure about that one. Zadarius Smith, the newest Lion, comes through with a sack. He's only credited for a half a sack, however, in the stat line, in the box score. I'm a little bummed about that. Jack Campbell gets the other half of the sack. And Kirby Joseph with an interception now leads the NFL. What did the defense really do? Well, they held Michael McConkle Jones to 17. Yeah, Michael McConkle. Yeah, I'd go by Mac also. 17 of 29 for 138 yards, an interception, and a paltry passer rating of 56.4. Travis Etienne really has been relegated to their backup running back. Tank Bigsby, the leader in rushing, was not active in the game. But Etienne, 12 carries, only 27 yards. That's a dismal average, 2.3 yard average. Total rushing yards that the Lions defense gave up to the Jacksonville Jaguars, 41 total rushing yards. You cannot run on the Detroit Lions. Their young receiver, Brian Thomas, we have seen a pattern in every game this year. The number one receiver on the other team still has a pretty good game against us. He only had 5 catches, but they were for 82 yards. The kid looks like the real deal. Look out for him in the future if they can put the rest of the damn team together. Also, Jacksonville Jaguars yielded zero sacks against the Detroit Lions. Goff did not go down, did not get a pass tipped, blocked, nothing. They kept him clean all day. And who'd have thought he'd run like that, right? I was like, is this Jared Goff or Lamar Jackson? I don't know. Well, who are we looking at here? He went over his yearly total rushing prop in one game. Kudos. I love that. No one's expecting Jared Goff to run Vanilla Vic. Kudos to our producer, Vanilla Vic. 4 carries.
I knew you'd like that.
Love it. And that, folks, is the box score. That is the tale of the tape.
Oh, gosh. That's so good. That's so good. And I love Vanilla Vic. And I wish that I could claim that I heard that on one of the radio stations. It might have been Woodward, or one of the good ones.
We stole it. We're the villain.
We're the villains. That's right. But, David Montgomery, 15 carries. Wow. He looks like a bulldozer out there, man. 2 TDs. And you can count on it, man. You can see that, and now since the champs got beat by the Buffalo Bills, and you called that one right there. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer than that. But I knew in the back of my head that, this is a regular season game. It's about time that Mahomes comes off his high horse, and now we're right there. You're right there. Now they're tossing it up. I'm listening to all the national media talking about it now, and it's 1A and 1B. A lot of people are looking at us and saying that Kansas City don't want none of this.
Right. A 52 burger they drop on the Jaguars, and look at isn't that the second 52 burger we dropped this year? 3 points shy of the all-time franchise record of 55 points. And there's no question, had they not put in the backups in the fourth quarter, we definitely would have smashed that record. I thought it was a classy move by Dan Campbell, even if you do drink wine from a bottle, it was a classy move to put in Hendon Hooker and stop the bleeding and stop pummeling Doug Peterson and the Jacksonville Jaguars. What an incredible team, an offensive display, a defensive display. I mean, yesterday in that game, the way they were playing, they could have beat the Chiefs. They could have beat anyone you put in front of them. And the crowd was amazing. Kudos to anybody that went to the game and was part of that spectacle that was Ford Field yesterday. I just love it, Russ. I'm riding a high. I know all Lions fans are riding a high today.
What I'm trying to find right now is I know Kirby Joseph made a comment about getting about the teams getting pumped.
Yeah, he said when you come to play us, you better come to play. But you don't come to play, we're going to beat your ass.
Yeah, I got it. I have it. I'm going to play it for everybody right now. Let me get this in here. Share this tab instead. Put you in there. You guys got to see this just because it's so freaking good.
How exhilarating is it to beat a team that bad? I mean, second time this year, you guys put up 50.
For real? That's the second time? I thought it was like third time. Didn't we do somebody else like that? We got the ass though. Shit. We got the ass.
Cowboys probably should have been 50.
If you really not coming ready to play, like we gonna give you BTA for sure.
Do you think that's what it is? I'm not coming because I know Xavier McKinney said earlier that you guys seem like you're trying to embarrass people. I don't know.
We just play football. If you're not coming with it to win, then we gonna get your ass whooped. Like ready to play, like we gonna give you BTA for sure.
Do you think that's what it is? I'm not coming because I know Xavier McKinney said earlier that you guys seem like you're trying to embarrass people. I don't know.
We just play football. If you're not coming with it to win, then we gonna get your ass whooped.
And it's the truth. It's like, quit crying. I mean, absolutely. Quit crying about the ass whoopings. It's like, play better. This is professional football. That's the second game of the year that we pulled our starting quarterback out after the third quarter was over and let Hendon Hooker play. What do you want us to do? Do you want us to like give you a touchdown or something like that just to, help with the morale of all these professional football players? Play better. If you don't like us running the score up, stop us from scoring.
And besides that, you're talking about a team that was 30 minutes away from the Super Bowl last year and had a 17-point lead at halftime. And they lost. All right, you have to keep that in perspective anytime you want to bash the Lions for running up a score, right? There is no safe in the NFL. There isn't. What was the score at halftime? 24-6? Maybe.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't that big. We came out and put our foot on the throat like a good team is supposed to. And then in the fourth quarter, when the game was out of reach, Dan Campbell put in his starters. What more do you want? Xavier McKinney, that was just some crying. We went into Lambeau and
we were crying before the game.
we beat them by 10 points, and it wasn't even that close.
Yeah, I mean the Lions are a cut above the rest. You can see it right. You can see it right now because every team, every once in a while, can put up a big old ass whooping, right? I think any team in the NFL, any given Sunday, could put up a 52 burger on somebody. But when you do it twice in a season against professional football players, I mean, you just can't ignore this anymore. And this isn't just a good offense. This is trending towards an all-time offense, like one of the greatest offenses of all time. And I'll say it. Oh, don't put the cart above the horse. I'm not putting the cart in front of the horse. But I mean, the horse is so far out in front of the cart that we have to start talking about it.
Right.
I mean, come on.
You can sandwich those 52-point exhibitions with a 49-7 win on the road, and then a 10-point victory on the road against a good team. And you could say that Dallas and Jacksonville and Tennessee are crappy teams. Okay, but they weren't last year. And that's not our fault. The scheduler makers made us a tougher schedule than Minnesota, tougher schedule than Green Bay, tougher schedule than Chicago. And we're not just beating these teams, we're smoking them, as we should. We're 10 points better on the road than the Packers. We are 40-some points better than Jacksonville at home, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, the Packers are going to be looking up at us for the next 10 years right now. At least the next 5 years, deal with it. You know, we were talking about that earlier this morning with Matt. When Matt Stafford was here, we had a good team. We were happy with we were like, okay, cool. We got a team that can contend. But every time we'd play the Packers, they would beat us. And if we did get a victory, it didn't mean anything because we never beat teams when it meant anything underneath that regime. It was nice to have 9 and 7 seasons, but this team is different. This team is blowing teams out, and now the Packers are going to be looking up at us like that because they have a good team. Packers have a good team. I like their team. Got a good running game. You got Josh Jacobs. You got Jordan Love throwing to 3 nice wide receivers, and then you got depth on there. Defense is playing pretty good, but you're gonna be looking up at us. You ain't gonna catch us anymore. You ain't gonna catch this team. You think you're gonna get better, but we're gonna progress even further. Jack Campbell's gonna be another year better. Brian Branch is gonna be another year better, and these guys are already Pro Bowl, All-Pro players that are going to be that this year. They're only going to get better. They have not reached the pinnacle of what they're going to be. Aiden Hunt in his career. Brian Branch is not as good as he's going to be when he maxes out his career and hits that quote-unquote prime of his career. They're not there yet, and they're already the best. Think about that. Let that sink in. With the 41 players that we have under contract for next year that we don't have to go out and find, that are here right now kicking your team's ass. And you have to shuffle. You're going to shuffle some things around this year. Green Bay, when you fail, I got to go get this guy. We got to go switch some guys around, and we're going to get our team better. We don't need to do that. We're just going to keep our guys and keep running this system.
Mm-hmm. And it's like you said in the pre-production call, even though we had a good team, we knew we weren't going to beat the Packers. They were just better. They were just better than us. I mean, yes, we had poor coaching, like Jeremy B saying in the comments, and during that time, Green Bay was just so much better than the other 3 teams in the division, like Fred Peterson is saying in the comments as well. So now, 3 of the teams are pretty darn good in this division. The Lions just are lucky to be the best one. I don't say lucky, but we are the best team in this division, and I think even Packer fans can admit that.
Yeah, so I want to say, I mean, I think I haven't even said anything. I haven't acknowledged everybody that's out there. And one thing is, we definitely appreciate the live crowd. Now that we know that we're going to get 5,000 to 10,000 views on this video before tomorrow, it's nice to know that the people that want to come in and have their voice be heard during the broadcast, because obviously on the replay, if you're watching it on the replay right now, obviously we can't respond to your comments because you're watching it later. But like John, good morning, John. You like that, man?
Morning, John.
I miss my drops. I'm used to being able to say hello to my little friend. Fred Peterson's in the house, and the central scrutinizer. He just sounds like somebody that would be smart about stuff, but I don't know what DI is. Sewell, tush push was brutal, sent the defender flying. So we get to witness greatness when it comes with Penei Sewell. He's already the best offensive lineman in the league, and he's only 24 years old, and he's another guy that you're going to have to just deal with for the next 10 years of him just getting better, and he's already the best. Good morning, Dwayne. Good morning to Jeremy B. Yes, I love 196 yards on the ground. You can't complain about that. Paul Jones is up in the house. Thank you, Paul Jones, for manning our Detroit Lions group, the Detroit Lions main event. And if you're sick of spam posts, if you're sick of seeing how Jared Goff just died in a car accident and everybody on the team is, if you're sick of seeing those posts, we keep them out. And this is our group that I'm throwing into the comments right now. Paul Jones and Jeffrey Addison, you guys are amazing at keeping all the spam guys out of there and keeping it a Lions page, and you can go into that group. You can post your own stuff. We're not, as long as you keep it football, we're cool with you. So thank you, Paul Jones. Let's see if we got, Adam McIntyre's in the house. Good morning to you. Jay-Z's up in the house. Man, I wonder if that's like the real Jay-Z. I tell Beyonce, I said, hey, Henry Gray's up in the house. Steve, congratulations on your victory, man. Every week I look forward to trying to make fun of the Packers, and by my own rules, I'm not allowed to on victory week. So I won't give you, I'll say a no pack, no, but congratulations on 7-3.
Can I jump in on that one too? And to kind of echo what Steve says there, man, those poor Bear fans, they got their soul ripped out again by the Green Bay Packers. I feel bad for them. A blocked field goal to win the game, a 46-yarder, which in today's NFL is a chip shot, basically. Just a heartbreaker. You could hear the groan across Soldier Field when that was blocked. And the jubilation that the Packers were showing on the sideline, just a heartbreaker for the Bears. My condolences out to the Bears for that heartbreaking loss. We were all rooting for you, Bear fans.
Yep. And like I'd said earlier, all the Packer fans that got, oh yeah, you bet not the Bears, whatever you do, yeah. They didn't cover. Guess what? I won money and you didn't. Hey, this is what the point spread is, man. This is what the point spread is. When it becomes that close and you're thinking you're all go, it's no pack, no. You ain't covering that point spread in a division game. I'm trying to teach here. These are teachable moments, Mike. We can help them. But, Jesse Ventura back in the wrestling days used to say, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And, if you want to call that's all skill, block, and a field goal, that's fine. That's fine. You're not going to get lucky all year like that because if you play like that against good teams like my team, we're going to blow you out again. Mark Orlando's up in the house. I'm just trying to go through here. I'm not going to gloss over every. Chuck's in the house. That's the Muskegon posse. I know Chuck from the Crop Circle days, way back in the days. He knew me from the 90s, Mike, just like you. The 90s, remember that? That was so.
I don't remember the 90s because I was actually there.
I remember the 90s. That's crazy.
If you remember them, you weren't there.
Corey Patterson's in the house. Kim's in the house. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. And I know, Jeremy, I glossed over about 20 of your comments right here. I'll make sure that I'll put your good points out in there, right there. I'm out.
I put in a lot of statistics before the 196 on the ground. He's just pointing it out that's the only one you called out, but he put a bunch of others in there.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to do is make sure that I said hello to everybody that was in there that was of a different variety here. So now that I've done that, I feel so much better when I can get through there, and I'm so happy that we don't have enough fans that I can get through all the comments yet. So, thank you for hitting that like button, and thank you for supporting the UDFA. That's why I didn't get to say. We're the UDFA. We're the Tom Kennedy of sports podcasting out there. We got a bunch of hustlers out there, like Main Event Mike, like Steve, like Paul Jones out there. And we ain't Braylon Edwards. We're not Darren McCarty. We're all broke asses from Flint and the mid-Michigan area. We just love the Lions. We're blue collar. We don't mind working 40 hours a week, and we don't need to be the best. We've been the Lion fans for years. We're used to not being the best. We may not be the best podcast out here. We may not even be the 5th best podcast that's out here. But, I'm thinking, top 20 at least, right, Mike?
We're the best podcast in the division. And I have more Emmy nominations than Braylon Edwards, I'm just saying.
Oh, that's it. You like that? That's
he has more
true.
NFL touchdowns than me, but
that's true, man. We need to count the blessings. Why have billions when we can have thousands?
That one's outdated. It's 58K now, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I promised everybody that when we get to 60,000, I'm going to make another graphic. But you guys moving up the thousands so fast, I can't even keep up with you with my graphics art department. Oh, but what a great game. Do you know where we're at on the lock picks?
I do. I have all of that.
Oh, shoot.
We'll give it a gloss over right now if you want.
Let's get a gloss over so that way you don't got to waste much time on it on your program tonight.
The main event football show tonight at 7 p.m. We will make tonight's Houston versus Dallas pick. That's the one pick we haven't made. So there were 13 games on the docket yesterday, and I am in the lead. I got 9 out of 13, so I went 9.
Nice.
Russell Wayne went 8-5. I've never beaten Russell Wayne. I have tied before, and I have a chance to tie tonight when we make the picks. So I am going to let you pick tonight, Russ, first. And whatever you pick, I'm taking the other. So if you want to take Houston and give up 7.5 on the road, I'll take the Cowboys and the points at home. Or vice versa. I'll take Houston if you want to take Dallas, because I'm going to let you decide whether I win my first week or if I just tie again. 9-4 for me, 8-5 for you on our lock picks. We both lost our lock picks, just to let you know. The lock pick is different than the predictions.
Right.
I went 9-4 in the predictions. You went 8-5. We both lost our lock picks. You had I had the Jets, and they were winning the whole damn game and collapsed at the end, and they lost to Indy, and I lost my lock pick there. You also lost your lock pick because you had the Atlanta Falcons on the road in Denver, and they got pummeled.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? I mean, I'm a learning computer, right? So I see this. My mind is starting to register that the Denver Broncos might actually be a real team. They were kind of they were on the other side of that thought process for me, and they've been the last couple of weeks. You even warned me going into this game. You're like, "Hey, Denver ain't no pushover," and I take that. I take that lesson. I take that lesson.
And I think that's it for the. Be sure to tune in next Thursday where we'll make our predictions again, and we want you to make your predictions again. Like Dwayne, who says he's 10-3, and if he wins tonight, he could go 11-3. Would be a great week for you. But I think there's something that we've missed so far, Russ, and that's the loss of Alex Anzalone.
I didn't want to bring it up, so I was kind of waiting on you.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring it up because there's always got to be this, like, we have this great coated candy shell right there, and it's always got to be met with a pile of shit that gets thrown on top of it, and that sucks, dude. I mean, that's the captain of our defense. Another defensive player goes down.
A broken forearm, they're saying, of course, 6 to 10 weeks. Alex Anzalone has played with a cast on before, so maybe we can see him in 5 weeks, 6 weeks, maybe. I mean, that gets him there for the playoff run. But believe me, this one's going to hurt. You bring in Zadarius Smith, that's great. But this one is going to hurt, losing Alex Anzalone. Barnes is still out. Jalen Reed-Maben out on injured reserve with a neck injury. We have Rodrigo, Nowaski, and Jack Campbell. I think that's it. James Houston played great the last 2 weeks. They've been playing him at linebacker. He's been doing great linebacker things, and he's played great the last 2 years. And take that to all the people that said that he was washed. You're watching The Villain Report with Russell Wayne right here on the Villain Squad Network. Don't forget, tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, every Monday night, it's the main event football show with yours truly. And we are going to talk about some things off the beaten path. Going to talk about also, of course, this Jacksonville victory. And we're going to look ahead to next week, which is the Indianapolis Colts, which I think you're going to the game, aren't you, Russ?
I am going to the game. This is our annual trip that we go to one away game a year. And now because the Lions are doing so damn good, it's like it's actually a cheaper game. We actually save money on the tickets going to a different stadium. But yeah, I will be there. But I wanted to comment on Alex Anzalone, and I wanted to throw a question out there. I didn't know what you want to do to the people. How are we going to replace Alex Anzalone? What do you think the strategy is going to be? And I'll start with what I think that they're going to do, which is lean on the strength of the secondary. last year when they started out, they were using a lot of like 4-2-5 looks where they only used the 2 linebackers, and they were using that slot corner in their base defense. So I think that they're going to use more of the quicker. I guess it would be the quicker look where you're going to run 2 linebackers will be out there most of the time. But I think that you're going to have like Amik Robertson or whoever else is going to be starting in that slot is going to be that third person with the 4-3 look. So you're going to have a linebacker that's probably a safety.
I like that call, and I like Jeremy's call here too. Ben Neiman, I forgot about him. He played great in the last couple of weeks as well. So Rodrigo Nowoski, Neiman, and Jack Campbell, that's going to work. But I like your call, Russ. We know that Aaron Glenn's base defense is a 4-2-5.
Right.
And you've got a guy like Brian Branch, and you've got Ife Melifonwu coming back who can play safety. And that could free Brian Branch up to be that star, right? That star nickel, whatever they want to call it, the guy that roams the field, plays close to the line of scrimmage, and drops back in coverage. He's got the skill set to do it. He's got the read and react skill set to be able to do that. But the sideline to sideline speed that Alex Anzalone brought from a weak side linebacker is very important, and that was crucial to this defense.
Yep.
I don't know if Nowoski and Neiman have that skill set. I haven't studied them enough, but I think I like Jeremy's call here that will get it done. Neiman, Nowoski, and then Barnes, they say, is already rehabbing. We might get him back if one of those guys go down, or we have enough flexibility with a strong secondary with Manuel Mosley coming back as well.
Right.
That's just more guys, to your point, right, that are going to come in, lean on that that good secondary, like you said. I love that call. I think between those two solutions, we're going to be fine.
Yeah, I love that. But like, I don't. If you didn't realize what Ifeatu Melifonwu brought last year, let me remind you that he played a lot more like a jack linebacker than he did the safety last year. They lined him up in the box and they had him rushing the quarterback, and he had 6 sacks last year. I don't think this return of Ifeatu Melifonwu can be underlooked.
No, it was 6 turnovers because he had some interceptions and the sacks mixed together. He didn't have 6 sacks. You're close.
I thought that he had 6 sacks.
No.
Are you sure?
Look at, he had
but he was able to rush the quarterback and offered a lot of value from the pass rushing position. And I'm going to take a look at it just because I need to.
And at 6'3" and long arms, when he's coming off the edge, he can also disrupt those passing lanes. Even if he doesn't get to the quarterback, he's definitely an asset. And he can play corner. He was a corner in college. We drafted him as a corner. I like this call of what Central Scrutinizer will say. Sign someone off waivers is what we'll do to back up these other guys. Neiman, right? Brad will go out there and find some linebacker off the practice squad, and they'll then come to our active roster, and then we'll kick him down to the practice squad again. So I think I love that call out too, and I think between those 3 solutions, we are going to be fine.
Right, and it probably isn't. It probably is going to be a smorgasbord of those 3 solutions when it comes with that. But at some point in time, it's like our talent drop off. I mean, you can afford depth is awesome, but once you get past that 3rd and 4th line of defense right there, now you want to be able to bring in a guy that knows what's going on. And does your undersized secondary guy know more than your 5th linebacker that's just learning the offense for the first time? I think that those type of decisions end up coming into play because you want experience in the defense too. And I just think that when Ifeatu comes back, it's just going to offer I think that he'll be able to fill a lot of that role with that. And he's going to offer such a great thing in the slot too, because right now you got Amik Robertson, and that's great when you got these twitchy little slot guys that are trying to, Amik's great for that. But what happens when it's Travis Kelce that goes out there, or 6'5"? It's not that he's feisty and he'll do it. Oh, whatever, big ass, I'll get you. Like, he don't care. He'll still defend it. But having 6'3" Ifeatu Melifonwu to match up against the bigger slot guys out there is going to give Aaron Glenn such a great chess piece to be able to put around in that field. So I don't know. it is a big loss, but through the whole year, Aaron Glenn has just found ways. The next man up has been ready on every occasion. I mean, you think about Davenport, Kaminsky, and Hutchinson going down, and Barnes being kind of like that jack line. 4 pass rushers down. We have depth, obviously, but we're the depth now is the front line. So now the depth is not there. So they have to do something in that area, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, this secondary is strong and it is loaded, and we saw that yesterday. True against a subpar quarterback, against a subpar team, even. But against Jordan Love and the Packers, this secondary played well, and they do give up some yardage between the 20s. They do, and you're just going to have to live with that. We don't have a really good pass rush. Even with Zadarius Smith yesterday, they weren't really getting to Mac Jones. Only 1 sack for the Detroit Lions yesterday. Knowing that they're going to throw the ball, you should be able to get more sacks than that. So. That's definitely an issue, the pass rush, but we got to stay strong on the back end, and that's how we're doing it. That's how we're getting it done. But when the playoffs come, it's going to be tough to continue. Is that sustainable, right? Not having a pass rush, is that going to get you to the Super Bowl? We had a decent pass rush last year, but we had weakness on the back end. Wasn't good enough to get us to the Super Bowl. That's how huge the Aiden Hutchinson injury is.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to oversell what we didn't get with the pass rush, because if the best receiver, for one thing, we made them, when I'm looking at this, let me get this back up there. Sometimes I'm looking at stuff and you guys don't know what I'm looking at. But this right here, when you're looking at that 2.2 yards a carry, that already forces the offense to, all right, you're going to have to pass the ball all the time.
You make them one-dimensional.
Once you make them one-dimensional, I'm definitely going to live with 5 catches for 82 yards from their best producing wide receiver in that regard. So they aren't getting the pass rush, but their coverage out in the defensive backfield has been outstanding, and they're making up the difference in coverage. And really, if you're sacking the quarterback, you're not intercepting the ball. And it's not like, I mean, it's pick one or the other. But if you're going more of a coverage thing, the Lions are getting more takeaways now by not sacking the quarterback, because the guy's able to get rid of the ball. And then we have cornerbacks that are able to be in position to make a play on the ball. And I think that's where Aaron Glenn has switched it. We had an attacking defensive line that was trying to get sacks, trying to disrupt the quarterback. Let's get in there. I don't think it's that way as much anymore. I think it's, let's contain this guy. Let's keep him boxed into that spot, make him one-dimensional, and get our cornerbacks out there sticky and force this guy into a mistake, and let's make the plays in the defensive backfield rather than in the backfield trying to get sacks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Central
I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just a homer.
The scrutinizer says the Jags aren't any good without Trevor Lawrence. All their other games have been close. That's right. They were in 7 one-score ball games where they were 1-6 leading up to the game yesterday. So, that's why we thought maybe they'd be a little better, put up a little bit better of a fight than they did. I mean, Mac Jones was a former starter in this league. He actually led a team to the playoffs as a starter in this league.
Yep.
So, he's a respectable backup. The Lions just took it away from him yesterday. Like I said, I don't care who we would have played. The way we played yesterday, we would have beat anyone.
Yeah, sacks are overrated, and to me, I'm going to agree with half of that, Central Scrutinizer, because they're overrated when they don't affect that particular series. So if you get 2 sacks and then the guy gets the first down, the sacks don't mean nothing. They're definitely overrated. But if you get a sack and it turns into a fumble, and you score points out of that sack, sacks are definitely not overrated. If you can force turnovers, even by downs, making them punt the ball. So I'd say in some instances, sacks are overrated.
Well, I don't. I'm tired of that narrative. We've been saying it. I've been saying it, and I realized the other day, no, they're not. They're a measuring stick. Sacks are a measuring stick if you're getting to the quarterback. When you start to dilute it all with pressures and QB hits, and that's what we do, right? We try to compensate for the fact that we don't have any sacks by using those other metrics to kind of buffer them. I'm done with that. Sacks is a measuring stick. It's how we measured our offensive line against the Jaguars. Yeah, they had 0 sacks against us. So I think it's only fair that we start to measure this team, and that's just me personally, that we start to measure this defense by sacks the way the rest of the league does, by the way the rest of the fan bases do to their teams.
Oh, man.
Sacks are overrated, though, when you think about it. QB hits and pressures, I think Central Scrutinizer, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm done with that. Now that we're 9-1, I'm ready to set the standard higher and hold this defense to a higher standard. I want to see more sacks. If Hutch was there, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right. And here's a great point by Jeremy. That sack was on 4th down, turnover on downs. That was a huge sack. In that instance right there, definitely not an overrated sack. I mean, that was huge. That was really the nail in the coffin 4th down sack.
Yeah, but that goes back to another comment we've got in here that says he was throwing the ball away rather than get sacked on a few of those. Okay. On a 4th down, he can't do that. So he had to take the sack. So,
right.
Yeah. I mean, still, the sack is huge, and we keep poo-pooing the sack only because we aren't getting them.
Now, sack fumbles are better. If you want to get behind them, you want to dislodge that ball. If you can get that sack along with loosening the ball and then get a turnover, then yeah, we're talking a different game right there. But no, our cornerbacks, dude, I'm telling you, man, we got 8 more weeks, 7 more weeks now, right? How many more games? 7.
This was week 11. There are 18 weeks, so there's 7 weeks left.
So with 7 weeks now, it's like a marathon to see who can get to be the goodest by week 17 to get into the playoffs, right? And
that's why we're the 5th best podcast.
The goodest. Yeah, we don't know how to spell. What I mean, go ahead, call us all out on that. Whatever. We don't know how to spell. We forget links. We're all good, but we're working on it. That's the thing is like you don't get better at something by not doing it and talking about it. We do. We're doers. We like to do. And here we are. And here we are.
How about that? And Corey summing up my point right here. Hurries are great. But they can also make a QB take off on you and get big yardage. Not if you sack him.
Right. Yeah, I feel like the defense right now, where they're not going for sacks as much, seems to play like a more disciplined gap type of thing, to where they're forcing. They're not getting sacks, but they're forcing the quarterback to be right where he's at. He can't. There's not lanes for him to go. Everybody's playing gap discipline. So I dig. Paul said 5th best. Did we advance in the ratings? Yeah. You know what? We talk a little bit. Top 20 at least. But we don't know. We don't care about the ratings. We just want everybody to enjoy themselves and to enjoy themselves after a good win. Right there. I know Steve's in here. Steve's having a hard time too. He wants to make fun of us, and he can't make fun of us because we keep on winning too. So we're at this parlay thing. Steve and I are in here. Who's going to be the first one to blink? We have the last ass whooping. You guys got to carry an ass whooping with you for a whole long time. You guys came in to Ford Field on Thanksgiving last year and punched us in the face, and we've had to live with it. We've had to live with it for a while. But for right now, we got the upper hand. We're looking down on you guys, and I feel like we're the better team, and I don't think that you can catch us anymore. I don't think that there's any move that you can make, or you can't learn your scheme fast enough, because we keep on grinding and getting better. By week 17, I think this is going to be one of the most dangerous teams of all time, and we get to witness it, guys. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. We're Lions fans. We're used to being disappointed.
But one thing we're not wrong about, Russ, even if we don't make it to the Super Bowl this year, this team is set up for success. The core of our team, the guys that were scoring all the touchdowns yesterday, we have them long-term. And the culture, people want to come here. Zadarius Smith wanted to come here. That's a whole new thing for us. The culture has changed. The turnaround is complete. Even if we don't, it's very hard to win a Super Bowl, folks. Very hard. But this team is going to be relevant for the next few years, and it's going to be so fun to watch. And I think we're all blessed to see what's happening in Ford Field right now. I got to jump off, though. I will see you all tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks for joining us, Villains. See you tonight.
Right on. That's Main Event Mike. What I'd like to have right now is for all of you fat, out of shape, other 31 teams in the NFL sweat hogs. Keep the noise down and make sure that you check out Main Event Mike on the Main Event Football Show. And then I'm going to show all the ladies what a real sexy man looks like. Hit the music. Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something, dude. With me and all my Hulkamaniacs out there, brother. With me, all the Detroit Lions. And Dan Campbell's going to be biting kneecaps, dude. You jump on the largest back in the world, brother, and then you'll see that Detroit Lions are running wild. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, that's right, brother. What you gonna do, Indianapolis Colts, when the Detroit Lions run wild on you? Indianapolis Colts, the Detroit Lions must break you. Yeah. The Lions are cool. Lions are cool. Yeah. They're gonna win a Super Bowl. Yeah, that'll be. That's the Lions are cool. It's the Donald Schwarzenegger revenge tour. Detroit Lions, I will come and find you. The whole city of Minneapolis needs to get on my back. Come on. You can watch the Villain Reports at 10 a.m. And then you can watch the resurgence of Donald Schwarzenegger. Oh, I'm going to be looking for you, Justin Jefferson. I'm going to be throwing you the ball. Take the ball. Come on. Come on, Justin Jefferson. I'm going to throw you the ball. You should catch it. Catch it, Justin Jefferson, and score the touchdown. Come on. Get to the chopper. We're going to fly to a new city, and we're going to get revenge on you, Detroit Lions. Yeah. The Detroit Lions. Yeah. They're playing a football game. It was a lot of fun out there. So you're watching the Villain Report. You can watch guys be not good at podcasting, but we're all right. We're going to be just fine. Oh, Anthony Richardson will be running for his life. Hey, I have fun, man. I have fun. That's one thing. I've been working on my impressions. I wish that I had my drops. A week away from Turkey Day, Steve. Oh, that's right. You have a short week that week too. It's going to be fun. But you've been watching the Lion Villain Report. We're talking about that 52-6 beatdown of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I ain't hearing anybody out there. It was just the Jacksonville Jaguars. Calm down, pull up the brakes. 52. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, and that's take a team that is inferior and beat them down. That's what you wanted, right? That's what they wanted. But it's a Lion Villain Report. You can join me Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. broadcasting live into the Facebook page. If you haven't followed the Facebook page, head on over there to Lion Villain Squad. We have over 58,000 villains on there. Thank you for taking the journey with us. Hit that follow button. Brought to you by the NFL Shop. Use the link in the comments. Get yourself up to 30% off of your order. If you want to partner with the Villain Squad and get into our network with a reach over 10 million, we're out there. We got lots of Lions fans that are out there enjoying some content. Hit up Mike, 810-620-2167. You find out how you can be guilty by association and partner with the Villain Squad. Join the conversation. That's the most important thing. We're the UDFA of sports podcasting. We're the Tom Kennedy, baby. We're going to grind them. We're going to outgrind. And that's what we do right here. So liking, commenting, and sharing, that helps the algorithm. That helps us get seen by more people. And we appreciate you for that. It's faith, family, and then football. We use football. We use football to create memories and spend time with our family. We don't let football use us. And I'm going to take off, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on today. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again. That'll be tonight for the Main Event Football Show. Thank you for watching. God bless.
Hey, yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands is open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.